Paraguay, New Zealand, Chile, Croatia, Scotland, and France. This is the Group 8 of the Head-to-Head Challenge. Here with me I have the first three contestants, Paraguay, New Zealand, and Chile. How are you girls?
Great, thank you.
How are you liking London?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful,
nice to see it at
cold.
night as well.
Yes, as well.
It's cold, actually. For me, pretty cold.
Warm in weather.
Well, from the weather in Paraguay, I bet
Yeah.
it's kind of different. Well, we're gonna start. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, so let's meet Paraguay.
Bye, Chapa. I'm Araceli Bobadilla, and I represent the heart of South America, Paraguay. Since I was a little girl, my parents taught me to love my culture in every way. My mother taught me how to dance, and I haven't stopped from that moment on. I spent every day of my childhood dancing and learning everything. When I was on stage, I was the happiest girl. In 2014, my life had a positive turn when I realized that I wasn't the only child that mattered. I started working and attending social insertion and volunteering projects. I went to schools to help people in everything they needed. Through dancing, I helped others who needed to express themselves. It was then that I discovered my passion for teaching and learned how a single action that is made every day can change someone's life. I also realized how important communication is and decided to study journalism. Miss World pageant came to my life at the right time, just when I needed a new platform to continue my mission and let people know that anyone can make a difference in someone's life.
Paraguay, I'm so intrigued. You're a dancing teacher.
Yeah, I am. So I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. I do ballet, Paraguayan folklore, contemporary dance. I actually did a lot of dances of the world. So I'm like really excited to see people from different countries actually doing them. So dancing helped me realize a lot of stuff. Helped me understand what it means to be responsible, respectful actually. It helped me with discipline, and it gave me so many memories. Through dancing, I visited so many countries and so many parts of my country. I went to Brazil, Argentina, the United States. So I went to different countries and I've learned so much culture from different countries. I made so many friends from all around the world, just like here at Miss World.
Yeah, and what are the ages of the kids that you teach? Are they very small? Are they?
Oh yeah, so there I teach kids from like 4 years old to 15, 16.
Oh, so you have all of them.
Yeah.
Are they very different? Like I think that with the little kids it's very hard to make them understand like the cultural background.
Yeah, with the kids, so we play a lot with the kids. Like
Yeah.
whenever, like example, in ballet, you teach them how to jump. You have to jump like a frog. So they're like all jumping around the class. So that's with the little kids. With the big ones, you actually have to tell them about history and a lot of stuff so they can understand really well.
Oh, I think that I want to take a class with you now.
Oh yeah,
But
Let's
I
go
will
to
jump.
Paraguay.
I will jump like a frog, probably. But tell me about your beauty with a purpose.
Well, my beauty with a purpose, actually, I've started thinking about it in 2015. That year, I started working with a foundation called Saraki that helps people with Down syndrome and teach them how to dance so they can express themselves and communicate. Actually, in last year, December, I started this project before I even knew about Miss World. I started this project that's called MUA, that means firefly in Guarani, my native language in Paraguay. So what we do is we teach them different ways to actually express themselves but we teach them arts and sports practice. So they can learn a lot about it, but they can have a lot different tools in life. So we work in a neighborhood called Chacarita that is affected by the flooding of the Paraguayan River, which floods up their houses, and they have to move up to the streets every single year. So what we do is we teach them a lot, for example, how to dance or how to play different sports, so they can have a tool for the future. So what I always tell them is that if you can't do, because education for them, it's like they don't have that much education. So if I can give them this tool, they can, like, I always tell them, you can be a dance teacher someday, so that you can work from it like I do.
Yeah, I know that one of the biggest problems of the education systems all around the world is that they are not inclusive to all kinds of intelligences or abilities.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paraguay.
Thank you.
Now it's time for New Zealand.
Hi, my name's Lucy Brock. I come from a beautiful country in the southernmost corner of the world, New Zealand. I feel very lucky to have grown up here. I have so many fond memories spending time in nature and summers spent at our beautiful beaches. New Zealand might be small, but don't underestimate our tenacity and determination. We as Kiwis have an anything is possible attitude. In my final year at school, I was fortunate enough to win a full academic scholarship, which allowed me to study a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Communication Studies at university. I was so eager to get into the workforce, I managed to complete this 5-year degree in 3 years. I now work as a senior creative strategist for a marketing and advertising agency. I love being able to help Kiwi businesses grow and be creative every day. My Beauty with a Purpose project is called Safe Clicks. I've been travelling to different schools all around New Zealand, teaching kids about online safety and well-being. It is a passion project for me, and I love being able to meet new faces and educate on a very important topic that's still relatively new and emerging. I've always had the desire to see what's possible in life. I feel extremely lucky to have had some of the opportunities that have come my way, and I want to be able to support and help to create opportunities for others too. There's this quote that I have hanging in my room. It's something I look at every day. It's a constant reminder that I'm here to help, to be of service, and to make a difference in the world in some way. So that's why I'm here. It's a privilege to be a part of Miss World 2019 and represent New Zealand. I look forward to meeting everyone in London.
I've always wanted to go to New Zealand, just because you see it on many movies, you see the landscapes, and I just think I would love it. So how is it to live in New Zealand?
Yeah, well, I was just going to ask, have you seen an image or a postcard of New Zealand? Because, you know, perhaps it's been one of our great nature walks, and it really is exactly like that. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I feel so privileged to have been able to grow up in New Zealand. One of my favourite things about New Zealand is the people. I think we're, as New Zealanders, generally down to earth and kind and caring, and I think we're always looking for the best in others, and maybe that might come across as naive, but I actually think that that's really lovely and something to really be treasured. In New Zealand, I live very closely to my family and friends. We all live within 5 minutes walking distance, so that's my parents, my grandparents, my auntie and uncles, my cousins. So
so all of you are there.
So all of them, and yeah, it's great because we all live in a very tight-knit community, and I think that sums up New Zealand. I think everyone knows everyone, and I just feel very lucky to have lived there.
That's very Latino of you guys, because we all live together in like departments, one on top of the other, and we just like to be all together all the time. So
yeah, exactly.
It's nice to see that you're like us. Oh, we are like you.
Exactly, yeah.
And tell me, what is Safe Clicks?
So Safe Clicks is a charity that I started this year, and it's all about keeping kids safe online. So I know this is a really important topic in New Zealand, but it's really important globally. And I know I've chatted to some of the girls while I've been here, and I know they've been working on similar projects in their own countries, which is amazing because it just shows that, you know, this is what Beauty with a Purpose is all about, coming together and creating a project that's just really important. The catalyst for this project for me was unfortunately this year we had a horrific event take place in New Zealand. In a city that's considered safe, and unfortunately this event was documented online on social media, and hundreds of thousands of people saw this all across New Zealand unwillingly, including kids. So for me, I really wanted to create a topic on this, or a project on this, because it is this new and emerging area, and people are still trying to work out how they can keep up with it, and how they can, particularly when it comes to kids before they get their first cell phone, how they can help them to navigate these experiences. And for me, I didn't want my project to be all doom and gloom. I'm definitely not against the internet. I'm not against social media. I think it's an amazing tool for good. But that's exactly what my project is all about. It's about helping these kids to navigate these online experiences and use these tools as a power for good. And I've teamed up with NetSafe, who's our national online safety agency, and we have some big plans for next year. So I'm really excited.
New plans for next year. We want to know. We'll later talk about that.
Okay.
Thank you very much, New Zealand.
Thank you.
Now we'll get to meet Chile.
My name is Ignacia Albornoz. I am 18 years old and I will be representing Chile, the longest and most diverse country in the Common Women Festival Miss World 2019. I am from the beautiful city of Viña del Mar. I am a woman who is passionate about dance, so I have been practicing flamenco for 6 years. I am a professional model since I was 13 years old, which has given me tools to face life with confidence and attitude. My youth has me full of life and optimism. This crown in my head carries endless responsibilities that I am willing to assume with more energy and courage than ever. While younger, the commitment is even greater and the voice becomes more powerful. See you when my adventure begins in London, England.
Chile will answer in Spanish, and you're one of our youngest ones. How is your family taking that you're here? Are they happy? Are they excited?
Sí, mi familia está muy feliz de que yo esté aquí, está muy orgullosa. Para mi familia es un logro muy importante. Ellos me han apoyado desde el principio. Yo empecé mi carrera como modelo a los 13 años. A esa edad participé en mi primer Fashion Week.
¡Wow!
Sí.
Es un gran logro eso.
Sí, sí, sí. Bueno, he sido la chilena más pequeña en participar en esa pasarela. La verdad es que por eso me hice conocida y mi familia ha estado ahí desde un principio. O sea, ahora con este logro, ahora Miss World con tan solo 18 años, es un logro muy grande para mí y para toda mi familia. Mi familia me respalda totalmente, está siempre detrás mío. Mi mamá dice que es mi manager, mi hermano mi guardaespaldas, mi papá me acompaña para todas partes. Entonces es un apoyo incondicional que yo creo que todos sentimos con la familia, es algo muy especial para todos y es un honor que ellos me apoyen en esto, porque es una carrera que realmente a mí me hace feliz y eso es lo que a ellos les importa, que yo esté feliz.
¿Y ellos te han apoyado con tu belleza con propósito?
Sí, por supuesto. Sí, he tenido un equipo muy grande y muy lindo en mi belleza con propósito. Mi proyecto social fue inspirado en ti, Vanessa.
Oh.
Sí, porque, bueno, tú el año pasado trabajaste con tus niños de México. Yo estoy trabajando con mis niñas de Chile. Sí, estoy trabajando con un equipo de hogares que reciben a niñas vulneradas sus derechos, que reciben a niñas violadas, maltratadas, dentro del rango de edad de los 5 y 18 años. Es un proyecto social que busca sacarlos de su zona de confort por un momento. Yo creo un calendario de amor que trata de llevarles una actividad mensual a ellos para que ellos puedan divertirse, para que ellos puedan ser escuchados, para que sean comprendidos. También busca que la próxima Miss Mundo Chile siga continuidad con este proyecto social, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, que no sea un proyecto social que es mi reinado y bueno, y listo. No, que hay una persistencia en el proyecto, sacarlos de su zona de confort y que tengan un poco de amor, que eso es lo que más les falta. La verdad es que es muy impresionante y es algo que me llena el corazón.
Que luego que si los abandonas, pues bueno, sufren,
Claro.
Y los niños sufren.
Claro,
entonces
porque
hay
yo
que
ya
seguirlo.
creé un lazo con ellos. Entonces, lo importante es permanecer ahí y que realmente sientan un apoyo con uno mismo.
Perfecto, pues me parece increíble lo que estás haciendo.
Muchas
Thank you very much,
gracias.
Chile.
Thank you.
So there you go, your first 3 contestants. Now you can breathe and loosen up a little bit. That wasn't that hard.
That's great.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you, please, all of you, remember to vote for your favorite contestant on all your social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Mobster, and of course, MissWorld.com. Now let's welcome Croatia, Scotland, and France. How are you girls?
Perfect.
Yeah, excited.
It's finally your turn.
Yeah,
Are you anxious? Nervous?
nothing's
Nervous.
worse.
Happy?
I'm a little bit nervous and happy
Sometimes.
at the same time. Everything.
Well, just breathe and let's begin with Croatia.
I come from a land of legends, where fearsome dragons watch over little girls. This is the dragon of Trsat, who saved a young girl from a giant octopus.
My name is Katarina Mamic. I'm 23 years old. I absolutely love children and children's stories.
Croatia, it's a land of rivers, islands, and beautiful Adriatic Sea. But it's also a place of freedom, the freedom to know who you are. As a future journalist, this freedom of speech is incredibly important to me. I want to write about ordinary people and the problems they face.
Pratite nas i sutra u 22:15. Laku noć.
I'm passionate about culture and arts, and that's why I'm thrilled that Croatian city of Rijeka is the European capital of culture for the year 2020. This is me at 4 years old. 19 years ago, I was already taking my first steps down the catwalk. Somebody in the crowd shouted out that I'll be Miss Croatia one day. And here I am. By the time I was 4, I was already heading down the runway. I'm still modeling today. I love being part of fashion world because I'm passionate about fashion, shows, makeup and hairstyling. If I'm crowned as the most beautiful woman in the world, I'll bring the world to Croatia because beauty is, more than anything else, about identity. And no matter how far you go, you always got to remember the place where you took your first steps.
I'm Katarina Mamic, proud Miss from beautiful Croatia.
Croatia, you're studying journalism.
Yes.
But in what area would you like to go into?
Well, for me, the most interesting is investigative journalism because I want to be the journalist of the people. I want to help them, I want to hear them, I want to hear their problems. For me, the most important topics of that are children, difficult life and injustice. And I also want people to appreciate more the job of investigative journalists because they often, but very, very often, needs to, they put their life in a dangerous situation just to find something out. And also, I want that to help everyone.
Well, I think you will do it as a journalist. I feel like you have lots of passion to give into that.
Thank you.
And what about your Beauty with Purpose? What is it about?
My Beauty with a Purpose is about recycling. Well, do you know that one person makes 400 kilos of garbage a year? And for me, that was upsetting information, and that's why I started it. My mission is to raise the awareness of that problem and to highlight the importance of recycling. So what I do, with help of one organization called CIOS from Croatia, we find abandoned cars in the woods and car wrecks. We take them to factory. There, with of course help with the machines, we separate plastic, metal and toxic fuels. From metal we get a secondary steel, which is the most raw material in Croatia. And also I want to prove that the garbage is not just a garbage. It's just instant waste that can be reusable again.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's suffering from just garbage all around the world, and we have to do something. And we're helping the social causes, but we need environmental causes as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for
You're
that,
welcome.
Croatia. Now let's get to know Scotland.
Hi, I'm Kaden Matthew and I'm Miss Scotland 2019. I was born and raised in Edinburgh, Scotland's capital city. From 2013 to 2017, I studied at the University of Edinburgh and graduated with a degree in ancient history. Having immersed myself in Scottish culture growing up, I thought this was my chance to study cultures further afield. The charm of Scotland isn't exclusive to its capital city. Just a couple of hours north sits the beautiful town of St Andrews on the east coast. The scenic town is home to a fantastic golf course and a picturesque beach. It's also famous for its world-class university, where our future king and queen first met. When you think of Scotland, typically you think of tartan. It may be a hot trend for autumn-winter 19, but its roots lie much deeper for Scots. My personal favourite is the Miss Scotland tartan, which I will be wearing this year at Miss World. As Billy Connolly once said, there's no such thing as bad weather, just wrong clothes. I'm Karen Matthew and I can't wait to represent Scotland this year at Miss World. See you in London.
Scotland, I can't help but say that day was very windy in Scotland.
Yes, if one thing's for sure is the weather in Scotland always keeps us on our toes. We're notorious for having 4 seasons in one day, and as you can tell, we have little warning when the rain's coming. There was actually meant to be a completely different end shot for that scene. I had an idea that we'd have a panoramic view of the city, so we had pipers, Scottish dancers involved. We climbed up Arthur Seat, which is an extinct volcano in Scotland, and ready, poised to take the shot. And the sky just opened, I was soaked. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, I've got 2 hours to get this shot. I need to turn this into a positive situation. So we just made a joke and quoted a very famous Scottish comedian. And the quote is, the weather isn't bad, you just have the wrong clothes on, which I definitely did.
Which
so,
is true.
Lesson learned. Yeah. But all jokes aside, I absolutely love Scotland. It has such a rich culture and history, and growing up there, it's hard not to be inspired. I turned into quite a history geek when I was younger, so then went on to university to study ancient history. I specialised in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. I covered everything from philosophy to politics to art and culture. And for me, it was really important to enjoy my degree because at one point in university, I was working 3 part-time jobs. So that was like an escape. Listening to all these stories from the past was a release for me. In my 4th year, I wrote a dissertation on Cleopatra, which is just one of the many women who established herself in a world dominated by men back then. And here we are as women making our own history, so it's quite cool.
I just want to keep listening to you.
I could go on for a while.
History is my topic, so yes, keep going. Okay, but we have to talk about your Beauty with a Purpose as well, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so my Beauty with a Purpose project started 3.5 years ago, and it was a result of my experience with my granddad. So in his later life, he was diagnosed with dementia, and I remember as a kid just fascinated by him. He always had amazing conversations, he was always the centre of the room, and I remember so excited to grow up to be a woman and have those conversations with him and be a part of that dialogue. However, he was diagnosed with dementia, and the nature of his dementia, which was vascular dementia, meant that he could no longer communicate. He couldn't remember who we were. So as a kid, it was tough. I didn't know what was going on. But unfortunately, it's something that happens, and it's very real in Scotland. So it was important for me when I was fundraising to target young kids and to give them a chance to learn about what is going on, because I think often kids are forgotten about because you think of the disease as being with the elderly, but it does affect us. It trickles down.
But you don't understand it because of your age.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
So something I ran was a Dance for Dementia campaign, and it was a fun dance class. I love to dance myself, so it was a way in which to involve children in an exercise class, but seize that opportunity to say, look, this is what happens, it's okay, but there are ways in which we can help those living with dementia navigate life. And one of the campaigns I advocate for is to become a dementia friend. So this is a simple and easy tutorial you can learn online, and it's just ways in which we can make the community safer for those living with dementia. Over 90,000 people in Scotland live with dementia, and when you think our country is only 5 million, that's quite a substantial amount.
It's a big number.
And this disease doesn't discriminate on wealth, geographical location, social status. It affects absolutely everyone. So when I fundraise, I always try to target a different group. So I've already mentioned I targeted kids. Earlier this year, I had a beauty brunch, which targeted young women. And a 24-hour cyclothon, which targeted everyone from young adults to my grandparents who were in their 70s. They got involved.
You've been working hard, girl.
It was so fun, and I lasted the 24 hours, and I think it was helped to all the sugary sweets that I got brought to me that day. So yeah, I was on a sugar rush all day long.
Okay, Thank you very much, Scotland. I know that we can talk about more and more and more, but now let's move on to France.
J'ai deux amours, mon pays est
Hello, I'm Ophélie Maisonneuve. I'm 20 and I'm Miss World France. I was born in Réunion Island, but I spent most of my childhood in the region of Pays de la Loire and in Guadeloupe, a French overseas department situated in Caribbean. France is known around the world for its fine cuisine, medieval towns and cities, historical architecture, all of which vary from region to region. And how can we forget Paris, the fashion capital of the world, also known as a city of love and lights. I am also very proud to say that I represent different parts of France, and that allows me to showcase the rich culture of my country. I'm fond of sports, fashion, and I like being part of anything involving humanitarian work. In fact, I am a CODA, a child of deaf adults. My both parents are deaf. I'm a patron of the association Bébé en Notre Monde in Guadeloupe. It's a fight of a lifetime for the deaf community. The experience of life shows me that nothing is impossible. 66 years after Denise Perrier, it will be a huge honor to bring back the Miss World crown in France and to be the representative of all the women of the world. Let's follow the dream together. See you in London.
So, France, there's something very interesting that I found in your bio, and it is that your parents are both deaf.
Yes,
right?
exactly. My parents are both deaf, and I am a CODA, a hearing child of deaf adults. And in my family, we have two cultures and two modes of communication, hearing and deaf. We serve as a liaison between our deaf parents and the hearing world. So, being in this family taught me to be tolerant, patient, and to listen. But at the same time, it was so difficult because I speak only about my own experience about a CODA, but I had a lot of responsibilities, maybe too young. Mm-hmm. I remember that when I had to accompany my mother to all administrative or medical appointments, call the bunker or fill our papers, for example. So I'm so proud to be part of this community, and yes, maybe I grew up too fast with it, but without this particularity, I know I would not be the woman that I am today, determined and passionate at the same time. So I think today it's a good moment, and it will be a huge honor for me to learn to everybody some sign language.
Yes, please teach us something.
Okay, so in French, bonjour, hello, we say like this, bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
That was very easy.
And I love you is like that.
Oh, it's famous.
Okay, and how do you say welcome to Miss World?
So, welcome, bienvenue.
Bienvenue.
To Miss World, the world.
I already forgot. So.
Welcome.
Bienvenue.
Miss.
Miss World. Oh, well. Well, moving on. I think that was beautiful. I will forget in a minute. But tell us about your beauty with a purpose.
So my beauty with a purpose is the opening of a house for deaf community in Guadeloupe, which is a French overseas department. So I am also a patron of the association Bébé en Notre Monde in Guadeloupe, who fighting for the recognition of sign language and deaf culture. So the deaf community have to fight a lot of difficulties every day. Mm-hmm. For example, in my department in Guadeloupe, there is only one professional interpreter. And also news is not translated, and administrative and medical staff are not trained to sign language. So this community is not integrated and are very isolated in our society. Mm-hmm. So the deaf community asked me just one thing, a place to meet. So this house can be used for all the association in Guadeloupe and can reunite everybody in the same place. They can share good moments and exchanging in sign language. And after that, that can also be used for sign language course and also be a landmark for all the deaf parents or all the deaf children. So for 20 years, a lot of the deaf community want really this house, but the fight continue every day. I'm here for that, and with my crown I try to sensibilize all the population to this little known cause, and I really want to thank the Miss World organization to give us this opportunity to speak about our project and our life, and I'm so proud to be part of this deaf community.
Well, thank you very much. I think thank you is as well.
You,
So thank you very much, friends.
Thank you.
And there you go. This was Group 8 of the Head to Head Challenge. And remember to vote for your favorites in all our social media platforms, Muster, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, MissWorld.com. We'll see you soon with Group 9.